I have no friends. And the reason might not be what you're thinking. I'm not shy, and not it is not because that I have social anxiety or people hate me or dislike me, but it is because I'm very selective with people who I allow to influence my mind. Because from my experiences, in my college years, I have a few friend groups, you know, and it's been horrible, honestly, and I learned a lot from them, and my mistakes. During my freshman year, like, for whatever reason, I just wanted to have friends. Like, it could be literally anyone, so I befriended with some people who go to clubs, who drink, who smoke, who gossip for the whole day, complain a lot. Essentially, they just like they're extremely negative people, but I was surrounded by them for the whole day. So I was influenced by them to some degree for sure. After that, like for a few months, I decided to like get out of the group because I could not stand it anymore. So the next group is that like first it was better for sure because I thought like of course like when you have friends you think that they're real to you or stuff and they are, but however what they essentially are is insecure. Like they would send some like posts or reels from Instagrams, TikToks, whatsoever of others. Some, for example, right? They would send like people who just play a guitar, people who sing, or people who just try to better themselves. Literally, like, I remember there was once one of my friends, he sent a video of like a 7-year-old boy, who tries to make content, it's not perfect, of course, like he just like 7 and just saying stuff, his editing is not that good, but he's trying, like I would say that he got kind of high viewership, I would say, like a couple of thousand, but to me, it's still high. Get what I mean? You're just a little kid and you want to better yourself. It is really good. But, you know, my friends, they still criticize that little kid. And you know what actually beneath those criticisms are insecurity and they just what they essentially do is that they project their insecurity on that little kid because they're not confident enough to do the same. So by trying to say shit about that little kid, it makes them feel psychologically superior to that kid because they don't have to try to do anything, they don't have to fail to get, traction, but they just criticize them like, bro. So after I've observed them like for a while, I just feel like, nah, man, this type of people is not my people. I don't want to be surrounded by people who would just project their insecurities on others for the whole time. And, even when I try to better myself, right? For example, I practice something, right? And then during your like practice like moment, I'm not gonna be the best. You get what I mean? I'm practicing it. Like, for example, if you just like start like ice skating for the first day, do you think you'd be able to compare with a person who've been doing that for like a couple of years? It is almost impossible, right? Like the chance is extremely low, like 0.0001%, right? But they still like mocked me. Meanwhile, they're doing nothing. Like literally, they mocked me. Like, bro, after that day, I'm not gonna lie to you, I got mad and then just went completely silent for a couple of months. I didn't respond like anything in the group chat. So I just logged in. And then after that, I got better and better once the result speaks it all itself. Nobody says any shit. Literally, nobody says any shit. Nobody argues with me anymore. They're just silent without me saying or doing anything. Because these people, when they know that you're better than them and they have no power, like to fight against you, they're just gonna be like that. They're not gonna say anything because they know that you can weaponize their words. So a better option is just to like be silent because they don't want to like get attacked by me in like any form. You get what I mean? So to me, being alone is healthier than being with people who don't value the same thing. But don't get me wrong. What I mean is that, for example, right, you constantly want to better yourself, and meanwhile, your friends are people who gossip, who talk shit about others, who are comfortable with stagnation. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're bad or anything, but I'm just not a fan of those. I don't want to be around people who are full of vices because I'm a virtuous person. So if I would be with them and just, I don't want to be subconsciously influenced by them, not even a little bit. Seriously, because imagine, right? Do you want to be friends with someone who always like put you down? For example, you said that like, oh man, I feel like invest in like Apple stock. It's really good now. And then I just invested it like $1,000 yesterday. I think it will go well. And then what your friend does to you is that like saying, oh, I don't think it's gonna work out, man. I don't even think that you have knowledge for it. Just, like withdraw your money and just do something else. Maybe like go to clubs with us and just spend it on something else, like maybe you can hold a party and stuff. It's not gonna work out. Just quit it, man. Seriously. You can tell that like these kind of people are not good for you, like they're not even supportive or anything. They're not your real friends. Real friends who you should keep would be people who challenge your thinking, who would hold you accountable and who would celebrate your success. Not people who constantly try to put you down because they want to see you lower or equal to them. But once you try to improve yourself, you try to cultivate new skills, it mirrors that stagnation. That's what they don't like it. Like they may not know it consciously, but subconsciously, they don't want to feel like inferior to you. That's why, like, they would notice your change. Seriously. they would start saying that like, oh bro, you were too serious and stuff, or they would say bad shit about you like, nah bro, it's not gonna work out, or you were so dumb, you can't do it and stuff. Like truly, like whether they say it like playfully or not, just get rid of them. Because these people are not gonna help you to go to the top, or it's like they're not gonna help you to reach your dream. So it is better to just cut them off. And my goal of this video is not trying to tell you that like, cut out all of your friends and stuff, but I just want you to be selective with who you befriend with. And of course, like in the future, I would make friends for sure, but their beliefs and mentality must align with mine, you know, because otherwise, I'm not gonna be friend with them. You can call me like, like a selfish person or anything. I simply don't care. I don't want to be around with people who like smoke constantly, drink constantly, and just don't care about their future, don't care about improvement. Hell no. I would rather be alone if that's the case. Seriously. Because one thing that you have to know is that like I don't like disdain people who are not smart or don't have anything figured out. Like I completely understand people who like like have zero knowledge about anything at all. Cause like you need to understand that everyone is not distributed fairly. If someone were to come up to me and wants to befriend with me, and if I can see that that person has potential, that person wants to grow, wants to try, and stuff, I would definitely befriend with them. I don't care about, their like smartness or like competence or anything. I just want to see that if they want to try, that's it. That's all, like, man. Like, I don't want anything more than that. Like, because people who want to try, at least they step out of their comfort zone to do something that most people aren't willing to do. And this type of people is the people who I want to befriend with. So, man, being alone is not bad, but just I would say that I don't want you to feel lonely because when you put effort into work every single day, you're not gonna feel lonely. You know why? Because what you are doing is like is helping you to get to where you want to be in the future every single day. Because like you are not just living day by day just to get by, you're not coming from work, like go to bed and watch a couple of like movies or episodes from Netflix and then go to sleep like that. Because if you come home and then still put effort into your side hustles, then that's good, man. You're not gonna feel lonely, I swear to God. Nowadays, I have mentioned it before, I literally chat to no one, I talk to no one. Literally no one. What I did is just like putting effort like into my work. That's it, man. And you would feel so good because you're being productive. But the main key factor is consistency. Because you don't want to like, put effort into work, time, energy today for 6 hours and then go to bed like at midnight and then tomorrow, you're so tired, so you just put effort to work 1 hour, but then the next day you feel like, oh, you need to rest, and then because you know that like, bro, if I'm gonna put effort into work today for an hour only, it's gonna be worse than like a couple of days before. So I'd rather not then, and I'm gonna do it tomorrow because today I'm too tired to do it. And then you would start procrastinating, and then you would just slack off forever. So just keep it realistic. You know, try to like do it like a little by little first, and then just try to sustain it first. Okay, make it your habit. I will make a video about rewiring your brain soon, so that you can have like a technique to hack your brain. Okay, but this is not like, it's not gonna be in this video because it's gonna be too long, right? So if having friends like, or even like having a lot of friends who drain you down, so I I recommend you to just be alone, because at least like, if you're a positive person and like optimistic, you your energy would only like reflect like to you. So whatever like person you are, it's gonna like reflecting on you. So what it essentially like means is that if you're a good person already, then you're gonna become a better person. But if you're a bad person, then I have no idea, man. So just be careful with who you befriend with. And I can tell you right now that having no friends is not bad. It is, in fact, really good, especially like when that mentality doesn't align with yours. So try to keep it up and try to like be comfortable alone. But if you feel like you can't take it anymore with like being alone, maybe like try to like resort for therapy. But if you don't have money, then talk to someone, your family or your friends, if they want to listen to you. But usually I can tell you that like, if you have like girlfriends or like wives, I can tell you that like, it would be really helpful for you to talk with them, because usually men can't open up with men, because like naturally, and like it's been like passed down like for many generations, that men have to be strong so they can't cry or show weakness in front of each other. But that's why like suicide rate in men is extremely high. You can check it out. So man, I believe that you can do it on your own. And if those people are not your people, just cut them off. It's fine being with yourself. I'm 20 years old, and I can be alone with myself. I literally live in this room like almost 24/7, besides like going to my uni. That's it. So I hope this video helps you in some way. And if you have anything in your mind, just comment down below. I would read it. And thanks for watching, man. See you in the next video.